Hello, 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 everyone. Thank you for joining me today for Sew Your View. I'm sewing up the Sassy Sweatsuit top that I have on now and that you see on the mannequin behind me. So I hope you guys are ready, and I hope you all have your fabric and your patterns all together. Um, you will need 7 pieces for the top today, which are the front and back bodice. That would be pattern piece number 1 and number 2. You will also need pattern piece number, this is 1 and this is 2. 1 is for the front and 2 is for the back. You will also need, I'm doing both sleeves, one sleeve with the tie strap and the other sleeve, which is pattern piece number 3, with the cuff. And the cuff is pattern piece number 4. And also you will need pattern piece number 6, which is the neck band. Pattern piece number 7 which is the front bodice waistband, and pattern piece number 8, which is the back bodice waistband. Now I'm using a stripe and black stretch fabric, 4-way stretch knit fabric. I had this in my stash like for maybe 4 years, so I'm finally getting to use it. The sewing machine I'm using is a Brother NS 2750D. It's a sewing machine and embroidery machine all in one. I'm also using the Brother serger machine lock 1034DX. So let's see who is in the chat. Who's in the chat? I see I have 3 viewers. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's get started. I'm going to start with pattern piece number 1 and pattern piece number 2. It's the front and the back bodice, and I'm going to attach them at the shoulder seams on both sides, both shoulders. So I'm using my ironing board as my table, but you guys can't see that, so I'm just going to hold it up with right sides facing. Just pin your shoulder seams. I'm just going to hold it up with right sides facing. All right. And if you're using a stretch fabric, make sure you can use a zigzag stitch or a straight stitch, but make the stitch 3.5 millimeter on your sewing machine. So every time you put it on over top of your head or whatever, you won't pop a thread when the fabric stretches. So I'm going to stitch this. The seam allowance is a 1/2 inch. So make sure you remember that. Hey, Anna J, how are you? Hey, Sabs, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I'm just going to stitch it across, stitch my shoulders across using a 1/2 inch seam allowance. I'm glad y'all found me. I'm finally getting a hang of trying to hook everything up. The right way, because last time I was so confused. All right, so now I'm going to back stitch. And if you don't have a serger, you can use the zigzag stitch on your sewing machine. But I'm just going to use my serger to take the excess seam allowance off. Thank you guys for joining me. Let me put my cutter on, my cutter up. I got to get another blade because this is starting to get dull. Let me put my... All right, so this is going to be a quick and easy pattern today, and it is beginner friendly. And I also put the code at the very bottom of the screen so you can get a discount once you purchase the pattern, if you haven't gotten it already. I'm going to do a top stitch. I'm going to stitch down my seam allowance that I serged underneath to make it a little neater. It's going to be quick. Oh, if y'all can see that, just like that on both sides. Very easy. And on Saturday, I'll be making the pants. I'll be sewing up the pants. Let me back stitch this. All right. So how's everyone doing today? And what are y'all up to? And thank you for engaging with each other. It helps a lot. All right. I just love top stitching. It just makes it look so clean and professional, I think. Can you guys hear me? If so, put a thumbs up in the comments. Can you guys hear me? Okay. So now both pieces are attached. There goes my phone. Doggone it. I can't stand that. It always drops. The connection dropped. Come on back. But y'all see that I added both. I know the stripes don't match on both sides. I'm not trying to match them. So now I'm going to do the flat method by attaching the sleeves to each side. Okay, good. Y'all can't hear me. Good, good, good. Okay, now it's back. Okay. All right, so we're taking the sleeve pieces, and like I said, we're doing the flat method. I like this method better. Instead of sewing the sleeve seam allowance and then attaching it. So just open your sleeve like this and lay it flat with right sides facing, matching the notches in the center at the fold line at the shoulder seam, and the dots at the underarm on the side seam as well. Very quick and easy. I put things together too fast, but that's just me. So you go on your own pace. Don't rush. But I've done this, I've sewn this pattern maybe 8 times, 8, 9 times maybe. So I don't even have to look at the instructions. Yeah. And I know Sab, she did this, what, 5 times, 5 or 6 times already? She made this outfit. I mean, it's such of a, such a fun outfit to put together. So, so fun. Okay. Now with right sides facing, I'm going to stitch it across the side seam, stitch it across, and then I'm going to serge. Back stitch at that dot where you insert your needle. And stretch and stitch. Pull your fabric, stretch it. And I also made the length of the top longer. I added like 3 inches at the waist, at the waistline of both pieces. All right, so the sleeve is on one side. Now I'm just going to serge. Now I gave people ample timing to watch the live, but how many people on here? It's like 4. That's not bad. Okay. Now I'm going to attach the other sleeve to the other side. And I also elongated the sleeve, the tie sleeve. I made a slash at the shorten or lengthen line and added some tracing paper in between and stretched the sleeve out a little bit because I wanted it a little bit longer, because sometimes when you have the shirt on and you move it from shoulder to shoulder, on this side with the tie, it's fine. It's at my wrist. But when I move it, it draws up. But I want it to hang. I just like long sleeves. So, yeah. So that's why I made, I added some fabric to it. You trying to wrap up work, Anna? You still at work, but thank you for joining me. I truly appreciate you. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you, guys. All right. Doing the other flat method for the other sleeve. And let me find, by folding this in half, I'm gonna make a snip at the fold line, because that'll determine where I can lay it at my shoulder seam. All right. So put a pin here, a pin at the notches. Are y'all ready for this cold weather coming through? Because I know Michigan, they got snow already. Even Florida was cold in the 50s. That's crazy. But I think in some areas it was colder than that in Florida. So get ready, y'all. I think we're going to have a bad winter. Hey, Handmade by T, how are you? Okay, so the sleeve, the arc of the sleeve shoulder is pinned. So now I'm going to stitch it. I have an inch seam allowance, then serge. I hate when that happens, but easy fix. Snip and keep on going. Oh, hey, that's Teresa. Oh, okay. Hey, Teresa. I got to get better remembering these names with these accounts. All right. All right. So that one's on. And I'm serged this one too. Are y'all sewing this today? Or no? Y'all just watching? All right. Static. Okay. So both sleeves are on. So now we're going to fold it with right sides facing for both sides. And we're going to stitch it side seam to the wrist on one side and do the same for the other. But I'll show you where to stop for the tie sleeve. Making sure the wrist are even and the waist is even. And match the notches for the sleeve. All right. Okay, that's this sleeve is with the cuff. Now this one was with the tie. Now at the top of the tie, you will have two dots. Pin those two dots together, and that's where you're going to insert your needle and start stitching right there. I mean, stop stitching, I'm sorry. Where you're going to stop. Start or stop, but that's what the dot is for. Match your underarm seam together and match the notches together and pin. Hey, Terrence, how are you? Thank you for joining. Welcome. Are you sewing this up this evening, the top, or are you just going to wait and do it on your own time? Okay, so I pinned the sleeves. So let's attach the sleeves. Insert the needle down at that dot before the ties and back stitch. Now with the ties, what I do is instead of, you can make a facing for the ties, you know, or you can just serge around the ties like I do and then fold the serge in and top stitch around. That's what I do with the ties, but some people, they make a facing for it. Lift your pressure foot up and then pivot down the side seam. Okay. Okay, good. I know you don't have a problem reading instructions, so I know you'll do okay. All right. All right, so the sleeve is attached. And now I'm just going to serge. I'm going to serge from the dot all the way to the side, to the waist. All right, that's done. Easy peasy. All right, I don't feel like tucking the serge in, so I just cut them off. All right. So now let's do the other side. I'm just going to serge this since it's a straight stitch. Just going to serge it. Oh, thank you. Thank you. All right. So that's together. And you could do this whole outfit with a serger, but I just chose to use both. All right, now I'm going to put the cuff on the end of the sleeve. And that's pattern piece number 4. With right sides together at the notched pieces, match the notches, and then stitch a 1/2 inch straight down. And I'm going to use my serger. All right, and then I like this method. And just match the seams on the wrong side like that, and then fold it over, and you got your cuff. Now you can always make a longer cuff and put a thumb insert in between the side, in between the seam. You can do it like that too. But I'm just going to do this way because I just like a thumb in my cuff. All right. So with right side space, I'm just going to match the seam, the underarm seam of the sleeve, and the seam of the cuff at the edge. Where is it? There it is. And I'm going to pin that together. Pin. And then I'm going to stretch it so it could be even all the way around. Just stretch and pin. And then I'm going to serge it together. I'm not going to worry about doing a stay stitch. Like I said, I think I made this around 8 times already. 8, 9, 10. I don't know. I did make a couple of them to give away. Well, not give away, but a couple of people asked me to make one, and I did. So. My pen out of there. All right. So stretch and pin. Oh, stretch and stitch. All right. So easy. All right. And there's the cuff. Simple, simple, simple. I'll do a top stitch later, but okay. We're done with that. So now we're going to attach the neckband around the edge of the neck, and that's pattern piece number 6. You just need to cut one piece on the fold. So with wrong sides facing, just stitch across a 1/2 inch. And I'm gonna serge this too. This is gonna be real quick, guys. Now y'all know, some of y'all know I sew fast. I can't help myself. But it's just an easy sew. All right, so now that you stitched it across, fold it in half with wrong sides facing. Fold it in half. And what you're gonna do, once you fold it in half, and you make sure both fold sides are even, just like this. Just like this. At the bottom, where my finger is at the bottom, just make a snip. A snip so both pieces could have a snip to it. Okay. And then now you could do a stay stitch to keep them together so they won't move. I'm not going to do that because, I mean, you could do it, but I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to place this upside down with the ends of the neckband matching the edge of your top. And what I'm going to do is that notch that I cut at the fold of the neckband, I'm going to match it with the shoulder seam. So, and then I'm going to pin that at the shoulder seam. And then I'm going to match the other seam to the other shoulder seam. The seam of the neckband to the other shoulder seam. Just like that. And then I'm going to, this is an easy way too. Now, when you do that, then fold the shoulders, meet the shoulder seams together across the neck and make a snip on this side and a snip on this side. And this is for the front and the back. The front and the back in the middle of I guess the fold of the front and the back. So you can match the notches up. That's just a quick way. If you don't know where center of your center back is or the center of your center front, one thing you got to do is fold the pieces together and make a snip, make a little notch. And now you could match up the neckband to that notch and pin. Very, very quick and easy. And then the areas that need to be pinned, just stretch so it won't be any openings, and pin, stretch, and pin. And around the neck for the band, I'm going to do both. I'm going to stitch and serge. All right, so when you see a gap like that, just stretch it and pin. All right, and that will be it with the neck band. You could do a 1/2 inch. This is 1/2 inch. Yep, 1/2 inch seam allowance. And this is a cute pattern for like pajamas, lounge wear, or you know how some families do the theme of dressing alike during the holidays. And the pattern comes extra small through 5 extra large. And it's size inclusive. Back stitch. Okay. So thank you guys for joining me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, and now I'm going to serge it. I just like how the serger makes it look so nice around the edges. Okay. So this is the neck, and I'll top stitch it later. I'll top stitch the edge of it down. So now let's work on the waistband. All right, so pattern piece number 6 and pattern piece number 7 and pattern piece number 8. So you should have cut out 2 pieces for each piece. 2 pieces of fabric for each pattern piece. So both pieces You're going to stitch with right side spacing. You're going to stitch down the long way. The long way. Be right back. Okay. Okay. And through this whole thing, you don't need an iron. I don't, I don't need an iron. So, all right. So now, I mean, you could press it down, but you're eventually going to fold it back in half anyway. So this is the front. This is the back. And do the same thing with right sides together. Stitch the length of the band. Hey, Carm. Hey, Carmen. Okay, now both pieces. Now you're going to take them, match them right sides together, and you're going to stitch across. Stitch across both ends, this end and this end. And then we'll attach the elastic. I'm going to show you how to attach it because I like how Auntie Carol, she showed this method a while ago, and I've been using it for ever since. So just stitch right now the pieces, the side seams, a 1/2 inch seam allowance. How you been, Carm? All right. So quick, I'm almost finished too. All right, so now I'm going to stitch the other end. Back stitch. Okay, now remember both ends have a 1/2 inch seam allowance on both ends. What you want to do is take your elastic and attach it to the side, but away from the seam allowance. Then you're going to wrap it around so it can meet on the other side. And you're going to stitch it across. Okay, so stitch it across. Now fold this side. over to meet at the side seam, and you're going to encase the elastic. And let's pin that together so it won't open up. And then do the other end the same way. All right, and close it. And pin. My husband, he's a trip. Okay, and pin. All right, so now only thing you have to do, yes it does, Anna J, yes it does. And then it'll be inside of the band. The elastic will be inside the band. So now I'm just going to pin all the way around so the elastic won't come out. And I'm just going to do a quick stay stitch. Yep. All right. Love this method. Love, love, love. Love this method. And as I stitch, I'm going to stretch. All right, so now the elastic is encased in the waistband. Oop. Okay. So now we're going to attach it around the waist of the top. And like I said, I elongated the top. I added 3 inches to it. So matching your side seams. But let me find the center front and the center back real quick by matching side seams in half and just making a notch. Okay. And that's just to let me find the center front and the center back. So I'm gonna do the same thing with the waistband. Oh, it already has crease in it. Ah, yes, easy, easy, easy. Okay. Just like I did with the neckband. So match the side seams. And the notch. All right. And from those pins, just pull and stretch, and everything will flatten out. All right, so now I'm going to, I'll stitch it and then serge it. And then that's it. I'll be done. Now I'm just doing a stay stitch, which is a quarter of an, I'm sorry, not a quarter of an inch. Yeah, quarter of an inch, I'm sorry, away from the edge. Just to keep it in place before I serge it. Hey Diane, how are you? I'm almost finished. This is it. This is it. We're on the last leg. Last leg. How you been, Diane? Thank you for joining me. Thank you everyone for joining and watching me sew the Sassy Sweatsuit top. And I'll be back on this Saturday. I mean, I know at 4, what time? At 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to sew the pants. Now I know a lot of people are going to be at the events held around the country with the Black Sewing Network sew event, but this will be recorded and on YouTube so you can watch it later. All right, so the waistband is on. Now I'm going to serge it and we'll be done. And I'll try it on for you guys. All right, so the band is on and the top is done. And turn it inside out. This is the top, so let me try it on for you guys, but I'll be right back. Listen to my theme music. All right, Okay, here we go. Oh, let me move this back some. Okay. Let me see, let me see, let me see. All right. Okay, here we go. I put the tie on. I made the sleeve longer. I made the bodice longer. So, yeah, it's cute. Really, really cute. And like I said before, you can wear it as a boat neck with both. Let me. Okay. Okay. This is it. So yeah, you can use it off both shoulders, or you can use it. You can wear it on both shoulders. So yeah. And this is a size medium. This is size medium. Yeah. And yeah, I made so I mean you can bring it up and bring it like that too. But like I said, I added 3 inches more at the waistline down. You like the longer version? Yeah. And I also elongated the sleeve because this is probably good info for you too, Terrence. If you know people that have long arms, like the other one, like this one, I just took it at the short and lengthen line. I made a slash and just added paper in between and just made made it even to match this line and that line. And I just cut it on the side. So yeah, but because if I decide to wear it on this shoulder, this won't be short. This sleeve won't be short. And added the cuff. So yeah. So both sides will be long enough. I didn't have to add anything to the regular sleeve because the cuff took added length to it when I added the cuff. If I decided to wear it on this side. All right. Do y'all have any questions with the about the pattern, about the top? This is cute. I could wear this with some jeans. It took me a while to use this fabric. I don't know why. I guess I was just waiting for to use it on something. But do y'all have any questions at all? If not, like I said, it didn't take me long. It took me an hour to make it. So that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Okay, okay, okay. All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining me for this short time. And I truly appreciate it. Truly appreciate it. And on the screen at the bottom, you can get 20% off on all my digital PDF patterns on my website. And I put the link in the chat at the very beginning of the chat where you can go to my website and purchase any of my patterns with 20% off. Use that code PBD20 at checkout to get your 20% off. So thank you so much, guys, for joining me on this live. I truly appreciate it. Thank you, Diane. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'll be back for Sew Your View. I'll be back on Friday to sew up the pants in the same pattern. So it's really gonna be cute. And on November 22nd, I'll be stitching up the Classy Clutch bag, but I'm gonna hack it to the newer version of it, of what you can do to the original Classy Clutch pattern. So I'll be hacking it up. I'll be making an extra large, and I'm going to use denim. So make sure you got your frame. Make sure you have all your materials, Duckville heavy or some type of foam stabilizer. I used foam for the denim, and I just adhered it to the wrong side of the denim. Um, so yeah, I'm also going to use um, silver hardware, and once I get finished making it, I will sell it on my website. So thank you guys for joining me today. I truly appreciate it. Thank you, So Your View, for having me, and I'll be back Friday. I'm sorry, Saturday. These days are going by so fast. The 15th, November 15th, Saturday, to sew the pants. So take care, guys. Bye.